Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Valley City Out of the Darkness Experience opening ceremony. While this isn't the normal or the typical opening ceremony that we have at the Out of the Darkness event, it's a great reminder that no matter what happens, hope can never be canceled. Again, hope can never be canceled in Valley City. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for supporting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, North Dakota chapter. Save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. Thank you for coming together in support to end suicide. We have a full opening ceremony planned for you today. We'll have a guest speaker and a bead ceremony. But before that, we need to say a huge thank you to our outstanding volunteers. Our committee has been planning this event since last spring. And it's been a very challenging year, and they still made sure that today happened and it was still a hopeful event. So special thanks to our outstanding walk chairs, Mary and Katie, and a special thank you to our volunteers at Valley City State University that helped with our pop-up events. Thank you for making today possible. And now it's time we thank our proud sponsors. Our Hope Level sponsors include Bridge City Dentistry and First Community Credit Union. Our prevention level sponsors include Valley City State University, Prairie St. John's, Inspire Counseling, and Sanford Health. And a special thank you to our Changemaker level sponsor, CHI Mercy Health. Sponsor dollars support our local North Dakota chapter to support mental health research, prevention education, advocacy, and support for loss survivors. Thank you to the proud Valley City Out of the Darkness Experience 2020 proud sponsors. And now it's time for our guest speaker.
Hi everyone, Christine Moutier, Chief Medical Officer at the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. It's really my pleasure to take this opportunity to thank you for being involved and participating in the Out of the Darkness experience. Even though we can't be together in person, we can come together to raise awareness about suicide and suicide prevention and to support each other and the mission at AFSP. Thank you to our hardworking volunteers and staff for supporting the Out of the Darkness experience. Without their tireless efforts, we could not continue the life-saving work in suicide prevention that we do at AFSP. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what has been going on at AFSP related to our work and the mission. This past year, we have funded 38 new suicide prevention research studies, and that brings our total current investment to $20 million, funding 100 ongoing current research studies in suicide prevention, making us the largest private funder of suicide prevention research. Through our 30,000 plus voluntary field advocates, we are leading the way in mental health and suicide prevention advocacy at the federal and state level, with over 50 state laws and 13 major federal policies being enacted into legislation just in the last several years alone. And most recently, AFSP has played a role in leading the establishment of the 988 three-digit number for people in crisis. We are truly a grassroots meets science organization with a long-standing dedication to those who have lost loved ones to suicide, and now people with lived experience as well. But on the Saturday before Thanksgiving each year, many of you know that AFSP supports hundreds of large and small international Survivors of Suicide Loss Day events. And in 2019, there were 417 of those events in 26 countries around the world. And this November, we hope to see the same, even through virtual means of coming together. We are also working at AFSP in collaboration with the media and entertainment industry to shine a light on hopefulness in mental health and ways that we can support people who are struggling long before a suicidal crisis is reached. So by working with these content creators, we can make sure that stories that are being developed now for media and entertainment are drawing on the best research in terms of the difference that family members, mental health professionals, teachers, counselors, that we can all make, and that hope and resilience are in fact possible, and not only possible, but that we can make a difference in that way for suicide prevention. So none of that would be possible without your support. And we thank you again for joining in the Out of the Darkness experience, joining with us to prevent suicide. With all of us working together, we can and we will prevent suicide. Thank you so much.
Before we start our honor bead ceremony, we're going to pause and view our digital hope and memory wall for North Dakota. Each of us have our own stories and our own reasons for being here. As we gather here today online, we remember those reasons, and we share a symbol to keep them in our sights and in our hearts. Our honor beads pay tribute to a loved one lost, a personal struggle, or a victory. They come in many colors, representing the diversity of our community's connection to this cause. It's my honor to introduce you to some of the extraordinary people who are a part of our community.
My name is Mary Weiler. I am wearing white beads to symbolize the loss of a child. On October 6, 2005, my daughter Jennifer died by suicide. She was 33 years old. Jennifer faced many challenges in her life. She suffered from depression and anxiety and struggled with the stigma that surrounds mental illness. To honor how Jennifer lived, not how she died, my family started the AFSP suicide prevention movement in North Dakota by having the first Out of the Darkness community walk in 2006 and formed the AFSP North Dakota chapter in 2007. I want the money raised today to let those people know who are struggling that it's okay to reach out for help and to understand that depression's an illness that is treatable. My hope is that because of the life and death of my daughter Jennifer, a more hopeful life will come to others.
My name is Rhea, and today I wear orange beads to symbolize the loss of my older brother Matt, who died by suicide at 37 exactly 2 years ago yesterday. I also walk in memory of my cousin True, who died earlier this year by suicide at the age of just 19. Losing my family members was a wake-up call for me to take better care of my own mental and spiritual health, and my hope is that by raising funds and being here today, we can help to make a difference and keep other families from enduring the pain of losing a loved one in this unexplainable way.
I am Katie Whale, and I wear purple beads in memory of my friend Brian. Brian and I were both very quiet people, and we just happened to sit next to each other in a college class, formed a little study group when we had questions, and kind of stayed friends from there. Brian was always very open in talking about his depression and kind of what that meant for him. And I am, to this day, very grateful that he was willing to have those conversations. I learned a lot from him, made a lot of good memories too, but I continue to walk in his honor and his memory now because I want to pass that along and continue to have those conversations and help educate people and make people aware of mental health concerns, because the more we talk, I think the better off we will be.
Hi, my name is Riley Legacy, and today I wear the green and blue beads. My reasoning for wearing the green beads is because I have struggled myself. I've had ups and downs the last 6-7 years of very severe and not so severe, and a few months where it's been perfectly fine. I've lived a life I lived before, but it's something I know that I'm always going to battle with, and I know that I need help with. And my reasoning for wearing blue beads today is because I want to help people know that there is a better side to all of this, and that they're not alone, and that there is a way out, and there is people to talk to, and there is people that care for them.
Hi, my name is Mary, and I am wearing teal beads representing the family and friends of those with mental health conditions.
If you wear red beads for the loss of a spouse or a partner, please know that your AFSP family is here for you and is supporting you.
Hi, my name is Laura, and I will be wearing gold beads today for the loss of my father in the year 2001. He died by suicide. It took a lot of time, support of family and friends willing to listen to me repeat myself over and over again, and counseling in order to get over the loss and the subsequent depression that followed it. This is only my 3rd year at the Valley City Out of the Darkness Walk, and it took me that long and a lot of education in order to realize that this is not something we need to hide any longer. We are affected by suicide in our community, and it's time that we come together like we are today, walking to fight suicide and to let everyone know that there is help and there is hope.
I'm Sergeant Griffin. This is Specialist Fowl with North Dakota National Guard, and we are holding the silver beads in representation of the fallen soldiers that have lost their lives due to suicide.
These beads and these courageous people, they represent our dedication, our commitment, and our strength as a community. We are united in our goal and determined to bring suicide prevention out of the darkness and save lives. On behalf of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, North Dakota chapter, and the Valley City Out of the Darkness Committee, we want to thank you so much for being here today and supporting this event. Your support here today helps our local North Dakota chapter provide prevention education programs that teach how to have strong conversations about mental health. Your support helps our local North Dakota Advocacy Network create relationships with their legislative leaders and make strong asks about mental health legislation. Your support today also helps our local North Dakota chapter provide support and resources for suicide loss survivors. Your support today is helping us change the culture around mental health. Thank you for being here with us today. Now it's time that we walk. I encourage you, please wear your AFSP shirts, wear your AFSP gear, wear your honor beads, or make posters and signs of why you walk. And now go out and walk and let the Valley City community know that we're walking for mental health and suicide prevention. We hope that you can tag our local North Dakota chapter on Facebook and Instagram using the hashtag #StopSuicideNorthDakota. And our social networks will be flooded with pictures reminding us that hope can never be canceled. Thank you for your support, and I encourage you. Now it's time to go out and walk. Thank you.